You're listening to Out and About Town Show with Brad Joseph on Chop Radio 102.7 FM, Newmarket. Welcome to the Out and About Town Show on Chop FM 102.7. I'm your host today, Brad Joseph. On today's first half of the show, we feature Robert Hawkins, who's the Vice President of the Highway 11 Cruisers. We're going to see what the Highway 11 Cruisers are up to, especially this upcoming Easter weekend, as well as a lot of charity drives that they have going in the community. On the second half, we have Lion Tom Gordon from the North Newmarket Lions. We're going to talk about the Lions and their effectiveness in the community. So that's the second half of the Out and About Town Show. I'd like to introduce Robert Hawkins, the Vice President of the Highway 11 Cruisers. Welcome to the show, Robert.
Thanks for having us today, and I appreciate you giving us the opportunity to tell the community about our club, as well as the different things we have planned for this year.
Well, it's always great talking to somebody about the car club, because I remember going up there before pre-COVID at the Harveys, just north of Yonge Street, and seeing all the great cars and the great people out from the Highway 11 Cruisers.
Yeah, no, we truly miss it. We're going into our second year being affected by COVID. It's really, I think it's starting to hit more and more people now. We get out our cars and we do driving cruises now a lot more, where we organize them. Last year we did one for South Lake where we had over 700 cars for that. We did a bunch around Lake Simcoe up to the north. We did cottage, country, fall colors cruises, plus some Sunday night, what we call mystery cruises, where we show up, one person gets picked, and then we all follow them out somewhere out into grab a coffee or an ice cream somewhere in the area. But it's with the winter being what it was, unfortunately, we haven't seen much of each other. A small group of us have, our directors have, but we're looking forward to at least doing something. I don't see us getting in, unfortunately, being able to do the cruise nights anytime soon, or bigger shows. As you may know, for being in the area, we do about usually 6 or 7 big, what we call weekend shows a year. One would usually be Father's Day. We usually do a burnout competition at the Husky Travel Center in Bradford, which is now an Esso. A couple other events, including our biggest event, which usually happens at the Gormley GO train station. But with COVID, unfortunately, we draw too many people. Even when the restrictions are lifted to a orange zone, until we're completely out of this, we can't really have our bigger parking lot style events.
From your
so
information,
we've somewhat.
Sorry, Go ahead.
No. So what we've done is we've pivoted. We're still continuing to support the community. We did a lot of events community-wise over last year, and we're continuing into this year. And then we're doing, we did last year's social distancing road rally. This year we're looking at doing a poker run and different things that way, plus a bunch of different fundraisers.
I see from the bio on your website that the Highway 11 Cruisers Club started out in Newmarket and started like about 2010 with a small group of like-minded individuals who really had a great fondness of cars. And can you tell me how it's evolved since 2010? Because I guess it started way back when we had a membership of over 175 people.
Now we do, yeah. So the biggest changes back then, it was a small infant, I guess you call car club. Now we consider ourselves, and we're a well-known organization. We're very hands-on in the community, not just here in Newmarket and Northern York region, but throughout the GTA. We're becoming very well-known. We have a great following on our social media accounts, which we keep going. And like I say, our shows are some of the biggest events that are to do with the car community in the area, which are all following the required standards of the government policy. They say we're not the crazy people you're seeing on the news where they're doing the street racing and being shut down. We are running legitimate events in support to charity. And we've raised, since our inception, over $150,000. We've either raised or helped raise for different charities and community groups throughout our area. Plus, we were helping with the South Lake Regional Hospital's run. We would help them with their traffic control throughout that and help them secure the route that way. So we're very active in the community. And like I say, we just keep growing and supporting our sponsors. We have lots of great sponsors, and even through the pandemic, we're doing everything we can to ensure that our sponsors are taken care of as well.
Now, once hopefully when this virus nastiness clears up, is there a stipulation that, that I can get admitted to the club, whether I have, like, say I got a 1959 Chev or something like that, or I can bring my 2019 Micra. Is there any kind of stipulation that you give to the people up there to bring up your car and show it?
Well, it doesn't even have to be a car. So we're a bit different that way as well. We're not a classic car club. We're a car club, but we like to have anybody that's welcome. If you enjoy your vehicle, you enjoy spending time with others, showing it off and socializing, you're welcome to bring it out. So we have people that bring out vehicles from the 1910s and all the way up to 2022 Corvette C8, so it could be anything. As long as you really love your vehicle, bring it out. We have people bring out lawn tractors. We've had farm tractors, boats, anything you can imagine. If you're really into the like I said, more of a vehicle community, you want to show out, have a good time, and it's family friendly. We have members that are born into the club by our president's children. They were born recently, but we have little kids all the way to the people up in their 90s that are everyone's welcome to attend. All our events are free to attend as well, and even our membership is free. That's a bit different than most groups. Our membership is free. All we ask that you donate some time to help run our events and support the community.
Well, I really like some of the various charities that the Highway 11 Cruiser sponsors, such as Ernie's Journey, United by Trauma, Jumpstart, South Lake Regional Health Center, Princess Margaret Cancer Center, Big Brothers of York. It's amazing how many organizations that actually benefit from the Highway 11 Cruisers organization. And can you give us a little bit of info there? How, if I have a charity, how I can get some sort of a donation from the Highway 11 Cruisers to raise for my event?
Well, what they can do is there's a couple different ways to do it. If they're looking to have an event ran for them, we do have an arm of our group that will actually run events for a specific charity itself at the charity. They'd reach out to us through our email, which is shows@highway11cruisers.com, and we can gladly organize that. But the different charities, what we do is most of them, the ones that we support regularly, are ones that have some meaning to us, ourselves as our board of directors or our members. Like I say, even our fundraising thing right now, we do a bottle drive all year round where we'll actually come pick up the bottles from your home. We donate the money to that. So this week we're going to be making a donation to the Shriners Hospital for Children in Montreal. One of our directors is the president of the local shrine club here in Newmarket and Georgina. So we decided that's where this donation is going to go. But we talk to our sponsors, and we also talk to different charities. We try and work a lot with ones that are based with children, because kids love the vehicles that we bring out. We say, as you said, Big Brothers, Big Sisters. With our partnership with the New Roads Automotive Group, we do a big event every year for them, which raise over $10,000 each time we do the show. And then it all depends on what we can do for different organizations. We did this past Christmas, we did a light tour in the Newmarket area where people could enter their houses in for a competition. We took donations and we raised over $750, and we gave that to Pony Mountain. So we look at, it's usually something in-house we look at where we can support, but if somebody comes forward over to us and says we'd like some help, if we can do something, we'll do our best to assist them.
Now, before this pandemic hit, the Highway 11 Cruisers used to have the show at the Harveys just around Bonshaw and Yonge Street. And do you have any sort of entertainment up there as well, just to see the great cars and the great people? Is there any kind of entertainment up there as well? Because I know I saw a band up there last time, as well as a great DJ service as well.
So we have two different types. We actually have quite a few different types of entertainment for our event. So my company is bobhawkins.com, professional disc jockey service that myself and my dad own. So being the vice president, it kind of comes, we would DJ 3 of the 4 Tuesdays a month. And then we have a great live entertainment act, Bill Nadeau of the 21st Century Binary Backup Band. And Bill would come in for our ladies' night. So what we would do throughout the summer is our season usually runs from the end of April until the end of October. We run the latest of any of the different car groups in the area, where we would do at least one night a month would be a ladies' night, where we'd have special prizes for the ladies. And we'd also have our regular prizes. And we'd have Bill doing live entertainment. We'd also have, we would do kids' nights. We would do pets' nights. We actually are the closest Tuesday to Halloween, which is usually our last event of the year. We would actually do trunk or treat, where people would decorate their vehicles. We'd have candy and stuff, and we'd do a costume contest for the kids. All that stuff, and hopefully some a lot more great ideas are going to come back as soon as we're permitted to. The Home Depot and Harvey's have been great sponsors of ours for the cruise night since we've started, And just like us, they're itching to get going. If you actually go into the Harveys, Keith and the team there have actually made an entire area dedicated to our club where they've got car murals on the wall and our logo. Like I say, they're a big supporter of our organization, and we can't wait to get back to doing our cruise nights.
I really like the new drive that you have called "Where the Duck Am I?" And close to 100 rubber ducks begin their travels into the world, starting at the Highway 11 cruisers. Now that started on January 2021 with the Rubber Ducky. Can you tell the listeners a little bit about the Rubber Ducky adventure?
So the Rubber Ducky adventure, it was something to get the community going. As I said, with the pandemic, everything kind of still, so we try to do something different. So we've been, and we still have some more to give out. We've been dropping them off in different locations throughout, not just Newmarket and Aurora, but throughout Southern Ontario. We actually mailed some. We have friends that are outside the country that support the club, so we've mailed them to everywhere from California to New York State. And we have a pair that went out to, we have a member whose family member are deployed with the Canadian Forces in the Ukraine on Operation Unifier. So we sent out two there, and they've shown up at the base at different positions in the military operation, and their pictures are on our Where the Duck Am I Facebook page that we started for it, and now they're off on an adventure. So we spread them out through town. What people do is that they find the duck, there's a card on it, it's got the duck's name, they take a picture, they post it in the group and on the page, and then they take that duck and drop it off somewhere else, and it keeps traveling. We're going to try and see how far these ducks travel over the years.
That's a great initiative to actually draw people in and have fun too. And I congratulate you and the Highway 11 Cruises for initiating this charity drive, because what a great idea, and it's so simple to do.
Well, I can't take all the credit for that. Like I say, our Kathleen, who is a member of our board of directors, it was some of her idea. And they've gone everywhere. Like I say, we're hoping to see them travel around, and it just gives, like I say, with the pandemic, we just have to give people something to do, and we want to be relevant. Unfortunately, a lot of different not-for-profit organizations have and nonprofits have kind of gone silent since the pandemic started. I know they're trying to do stuff now, but it was our obligation. We want to stay relevant. We want to support the community as much as we can and do these different things to keep things going. Like say our Christmas light drive. Last year we did our hospital drive. We also did a fundraiser, and we're still collecting some where people were knitting baby hats for the hospital because there was a shortage. So we've donated through the help of the community over something like 4,000 baby hats to the South Lake Regional Health Center's Labor and Delivery Department. So it's just keeping ourselves out there, helping support the community. For a long time, we had a banner right on Davis Drive actually thanking the staff of the hospital and all the essential workers that were affected by the pandemic, and just giving back as much as we can. Even though the Park Club is not doing our full shows, we want to make sure that the community knows we're there to support them.
Well, I really like the cruising routes that you guys went on a couple of years ago, especially cruise around Lake Simcoe, Wasaga Beach, Mount Forest, Elora, Simcoe County, and Bella. It's amazing because each journey is like 300 kilometers, and it's a great way to get everybody out too.
Well, it's a great way for us to social distance. So myself and a couple of other members, we took the time last year to really plan out those routes because we can't do the parking lot shows. I can also say on our classic cars that myself and my father own, we put more miles on those odometers last year than we have the entire time we've owned them. And that's going to be again this summer. We have the time. We're going to go out and we're going to actually cruise. So if you go to our website, which is highway11cruisers.com or .ca, either one will go to the same address. And there is a tab for the cruises. There is pre-planned routes. Some are short. Most are a bit longer. There's fall color cruises. There's, like I say, travel around Lake Simcoe. Not many people have done it with it. Yes, they've gone up to Highway 11 and Highway 400 and stuff, but we actually stick as close to the lake shore as possible. You see some stuff that you've never had seen before, and you really get appreciation for the lake. There's a cruise that goes out to the fork. There's a couple cruises that take the Forks of the Credit Road out the other side of Orangeville, and that's an amazing road with switchbacks, and it's runs right along the Forks of the Credit River. So it's there for people to do. We will be organizing our cruises. We usually do them either on a Saturday or Sunday. We still use Harveys as a jump-off point, and then we send out cars in different groups. I know with our color cruise last year for the fall, where we went up through Aurelia and up into Bala and all that stuff, we had about 150 vehicles. We sent them out in groups of 15 so that everybody was socially distanced properly at the different stops, and people can come and go as they please. They don't have to do the entire route. Some people hop on for a couple of kilometers. Some people do the whole thing. It's whatever works for your schedule. And this gets a way to get out and enjoy the hobby and see some friends as responsibly as we can, ensuring we're social distancing and not breaking any COVID rules.
Well, it might be jumping a little ahead of the conversation here, but you also have a Santa's Christmas Light Cruise coming up in Christmas. Can you tell what's that all about, the light display contest?
Yeah, so as we mentioned earlier, we did run that this past year. We'll be doing it again this year, where people submitted their houses into our system with pictures of their light display. Then people could vote on them on Facebook, and the most popular ones did receive prizes. And then what we did was we gave out a route to those, so people can go out and look at all the different light shows around Newmarket and Georgina and the surrounding area, and just get out and enjoy some time with their family, enjoy that Christmas celebration. We raised some money we raised a bunch of money, $750 approximately, for Coin Mountain through that initiative. And it's just like I say, be involved in the community, give back, and keep out there. Unfortunately, I'll say this many times, especially as a small business person, my full time, I've seen a lot of the different not-for-profits and sports groups that we've sponsored all these years went silent when the pandemic hit and really haven't done anything. And unfortunately, when they all start coming back and saying, will you sponsor us? Our first question, a lot of the businesses I talked to are going to be, what did you do for me during the pandemic to keep me relevant? If they just said they stopped their operations, we're going to say, well, why? Look at the highway level cruises. They've been promoting all their sponsors on their Facebook, on their website. They're regularly posting. We even had an event last year where it was our road rally, and each of our sponsors' offices were a stop. Even though they weren't there, they had the people that were participating had to get a picture taken outside of the sponsor's location. If they didn't have a physical location, we had a banner as a stop, and that way it just kept giving and we didn't expect, the sponsors haven't paid us last year. In most cases, some of them did in order to, because it is the pandemic, but we wanted to show them no matter what, we're there to support them and giving back to the people that have given to us all these years. So that's what we try to do with all our different events. So New Roads, Pace Law Firm, and the Fall Riders Sport Team, Haggerty, and our Upper Canada Signs, and my company, we put these signs together, and each house that was in the light show had a competition sign in the front of their property, let people vote for them. And it was a very well-received initiative.
Well, sponsors play a big part of any charity organization drive. And you see from your website, you got quite a list of sponsors. How do you find, as you mentioned earlier on, the sponsorship during this pandemic time? Did you find a little that they're not really generating enough income, or they're not really signing up for more sponsorship during this pandemic?
We're a bit different. We have long-standing relationships with our sponsors. Unlike most organizations, we don't switch to new board of directors every year. We have a key team of us that started the organization back in the day, and we kind of stick to that. So we've built long-standing relationships, and we have local businesses. We have multinational companies that are actually sponsored by our car club, and they've all, in most cases, stepped forward in some way. We don't expect, actually, we understand that money is tight for people. So we've worked with everything we can. And even if they haven't, we've given back, and we've continued to give them the level of support that we've always have. Like I say, we're lucky from my business. There's lots of small businesses, Linex here in Newmarket, and businesses of those ways up to larger companies like the New Roads Automotive Group. They're amazing sponsors of ours, Pace Law Firm, Haggerty Insurance. There's so many lists on our website. And then we also have multinationals like Mother's Polish. We are one of the only car clubs in Canada that they sponsor throughout the years with product and with support of our club. So with those relationships, we've been lucky. We've been able to sustain what we need to do in our sponsorships, and also giving back to them. They've appreciated it, and we keep rolling. But like I'm not sure. I know it's going to be tough for a lot of groups to get sponsorships, but if you've shown that you've worked through the pandemic to help people and help the people that supported you, I think you're more likely to get new sponsors as well. And we've signed in the last couple of weeks, we have about 5 different companies that come on board to assist us. Now, like I said, we have a social media following through our Instagram, our Facebook pages. We're always relevant. And like I said, that's why this weekend we're actually doing an event in Scarborough at the Eglinton GO train station South parking lot. We're going to be participating in the Beaches Easter drive-through parade of lights. And so that way, we keep, and even there, we're going to have our club trailer there. We're going to have signs supporting our sponsors. Cooper Rentals is a big sponsor. They're bringing down one of their tractor trailers to help as part of the float. They're bringing us lighting and a scissor lift, and that's all because of the relationship we built and because we've been giving back to our sponsors even before the pandemic, and we kept going through.
And that is on April the 3rd for the Beaches Easter Rally?
Yeah, the Beaches, it's an Easter parade, so what it is, it's a reverse night parade. You can go to their website, which is, I'm just going to pull up here, make sure I have the right address. It is beacheseasterparade.ca. It's held by the Beaches Lions Club. It's an annual event that used to take place right down on in the city every year. It's a very popular event. It's been around for a long time, but because of the pandemic, they've gone to a park version. So the organizers of the event contacted us back in late February, asking if we would participate. We'd worked with them in different events we've done before. So we said, not a problem at all. We have 10 of our members bring their classic cars and their modern vehicles down to participate in the event. And we have our float and our club trailer. And you can get tickets still available. They are starting to sell out. So if you're looking to get them soon, I would do so. It's, again, beacheseasterparade.ca. The event runs from 4 to 11. I think the earliest time slot available currently is 8 o'clock, where it's $20 a vehicle for as many people that can legally sit in the vehicle that's from the same household. They'll drive through a 1 kilometer parade route, which will include ourselves, lots of different local floats, as well as buskers and bands, and lots of great entertainment for the family to help celebrate Easter. And they also have a digital Easter egg hunt and lots of other great things going on this coming weekend. But the parade is April 3rd from 4 to 11, and the tickets are on beacheseasterparade.ca.
Well, we're just about out of time, Robert. It's been a great informative show. Can you give the listeners out there the website and how to get more information from the Highway 11 Cruisers and how to contact anybody if they have any inquiries?
Yeah, not a problem at all. So to contact the car club, it is highway11cruisers.ca. If you're looking, that's where you'll find all our information. If you're looking to participate in our empties collection program, it's empties@highway11cruisers.com. But by default, feel free to send us an email to shows@highway11cruisers.com, and that will we'll respond to you with the right information. Check out our Facebook page. It's Highway 11 Cruisers CC, and it is chock full of information, pictures from all of our different events over the 10 years. We have a Twitter account, Facebook account, Instagram, and like I say, we cannot wait until we're open back to having in-person events at Harvey's, as well as our bigger shows. But check us out this summer. You're going to see lots of great things going on in regards to driving cruises again.
Thanks a lot, Robert. It's been great having you on the show. We hope to bring you back to a future edition of Out and About Town, hopefully in the summer when some of this nastiness subsides a little bit. So great having you on the show. Much appreciated. Give us an insight into the Highway 11 Cruisers organization. Thanks for coming on, Robert.
On behalf of myself and the club and all of our members, thank you for having us.
Thanks. You're listening to the Out and About Town show on Chop FM 102.7.